We obviously were all very shocked seeing the pictures from Ukraine and the sudden Russian aggression. And I remember thinking when we heard the news, especially from the US, that Russia is amassing troops at the border, I thought, no, they must have got it wrong, surely. And then when it all happened, and it makes it really difficult because you want to help, but you don't know how. So when I saw the British Academy together with the Council for At-Risk Researchers advertising a scholarship for obviously Ukrainian-based academics so that they can continue their research in a more stable environment, I thought, well, that's perfect. So I obviously reached out to Ukrainian contacts I had and I said, do you want to come over? And so I was obviously very, very pleased, Olga, when you applied. Obviously Queen Mary has long-standing relationships with Ukrainian professors. You mentioned just Noam's project on training IP churches in Ukraine. I remember him talking and going there and I remember seeing the pictures. So it's in a way wonderful that we can continue that cooperation, which is really, really great, I think.
When the war started, we were in the battlement during 5 days.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and continuously shelling. It was like different kinds of missiles.
Oh.
Yeah, in one moment, one of the shell flew into us.
Oh.
We were really very close, like 7 meters away. Yeah, it was a big challenge. We left Ukraine next day. I had a disabled child in my arms and also my middle son. Fortunately, my oldest daughter was unbrought in that moment, and I knocked on all doors out of despair. And of course, it was a difficult period for me because it was a really big challenge. And in the first day, it was like a shock because on one side you have some kind of apathy and shock. From another side, you understand that you need to do something. When I heard about this possibility from British program, researchers in the risk urgently for Ukrainians, it was a really a big chance, a big opportunity. I was little bit known in Queen's Mary because of Noam Shemtov and his project, how to renovate IP court system in Ukraine. It was like UK ID project, and they visited my office in Kharkiv.
So, but tell me a little bit about, yourself before the war, really. So where are you from?
Originally, I'm from Kharkiv. Kharkiv is the eastern part of Ukraine, very close to the border with the Russian Federation. That's why we felt it maybe at first days, because Russian tried to occupy our territory. And before the war, I have quite interesting and fullness life, because I had many activities, and I try every time to diversify my activities in different fields. I was in one of my leg was in academia and another in business, because in 2016, after I received my doctor's degree, I started my own business. It was like spin-off company from our National Law Academy, named by Yaroslavl Mudrii. I founded Institute of Law Technology and Innovation for providing some kind of legal and educational support for representatives from creative industry to receive some kind of specialization, because in our universities, unfortunately, we haven't any specialization in the field of IP, IT, and all these new fields of law, like an IP law, creative law studies, art
your
law.
institute.
Yeah,
so this,
yeah,
this
in my
was the institute.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. It was like additional education, so it will be a good combination between topic base from our universities and our courses, because we have many practitioners from industry, which involved in all programs, and they, as a lecturers, they can give more practical information to the student, because our system is much more conservative, and we haven't any possibility to provide some kind of programs in universities. So we were like a bridge between our state education system and business. It was really interesting programs like art law, fashion law, IT law, media law, and others. I teach unique discipline. It's like comparative law in sphere of private law. So it's like private comparative law for our international department. Also, I teach IP law for some kind of LLM program in our university, and we are still online because university unfortunately physically closed in Kharkiv because of the war, because of the situation, because war is continue now. So every day and every night we have different kinds of missiles attacks, bombs, explosions, and so on. So we need to be safe, and now we are still online.
What is the situation in Kharkiv now?
My mother is in Kharkiv now. So it's very interesting situation. So of course people used to be in the permanently war situation. It's absolutely new experience, of course, for all of them. And people die every day. Especially the situation in our region is not good. So not in the city, but in the Kharkiv region, which is closer to the border. And but they have their life, everyday tasks. They even have meetings. They visit restaurants as well, cafes, and it's strange, and it's unfortunately dangerous situation for my child. So all my ideas I realized in this startup business. We started before the COVID and pandemic situation becomes. We started from the digital platform, or like marketplace, for demonstration, collecting, and selling digital art objects. And NFTs was not existent that moment. So they appeared after COVID started. So all this boom started maybe during 1 year later. And when we entered EO Business Incubator, it's American business incubator in Ukraine, they asked us every time what is digital art and how to use it and who need it. And then we put our investors in the line, because when this boom started, it was really like a hype. So everyone interested in this topic.
Was this during the pandemic?
Yes, during the pandemic, because pandemic, it was a good, pushing, yes, of all kinds of digitalization process. And in art sphere also.
So if someone buys art on a platform, how can they make sure that it's not a copyright infringing?
Yeah, so when the boom start, we understand. So market was for a long time without any legal support. All lawyers stand outside and see what will be. One day they need to say something. My most likely phrase like, "It's a scam. NFT is a scam." So some kind of resume from lawyers.
So would you say it's about trust building? So that
Yes.
you have a platform where people can trust what they buy complies with
Yes,
copyright law?
because of regulation,
Yeah.
because of terms and conditions, because of politics of copyright. And now we have another product, because we had a little bit pivot in our business, because marketplace now is not a good idea to do one more marketplace. Now we offer another product. It's a special protocol which combine technical and legal tools to manage IP rights on blockchain for NFTs and other digital objects.
And this is what you're working on
Yes,
at the moment?
absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's a system of tokenized licenses for all goals, for different targets, like if you want to have some kind of virtual exhibition, or you prefer to create something new using some artworks.
So it's not just about obviously buying and selling art and
Yes.
but it's actually in addition allows functionality for say public institutions.
Absolutely.
Or any
digital
owns,
content
yeah,
even.
Yeah. That sounds really exciting. So what stage are you at with your WeArt platform at the moment?
We had our first pre-seed investment stage before the war start. Opportunity, we entered the special acceleration program for Meta company, and also L'Oreal Group company.
So they've invested.
They cooperate in this acceleration program for startups, and we were like between 5 startups from all over the world, and they choose us from 500.
Oh, brilliant!
Yes.
Congratulations! That's
Yes,
amazing.
yes.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about your plans for the future.
Oh, Julia, it's the most difficult question, because the most maybe huge kind of fact, I'm scared so much about my future, because it's first time in my life I cannot do any plans for next year. Next year, yes, but not after. I'm really scared about that. When we finish this project, I appeared without any kinds of work, money, and so on. So I need to manage and to organize my new life, because it's like new life. Of course, we have so many opportunities, but we lost everything. So every man are now in one country, woman in another.
Olga, I've heard that you're really passionate about ballroom dancing.
Oh
and
my
that
God!
That you actually have
Yes.
participated in a competition in Blackpool, isn't it?
Yes.
It's the world's first and most famous dance festival. It's taking place in Blackpool.
This is a great challenge for us, but we are proud that we could represent our country here. Sometimes it looks like a dream, like I'm sleeping. Or maybe I died from this rocket, and it's like
The afterlife.
Afterlife, absolutely. And dancing for me, it's different things. First one, it's some kind of psychology therapy. I mean, because when I dance, I forget about my problems, and I can share my emotions on the dance floor.
It was a real pleasure talking to you, Olga. And
Same to me.
all the
Julia.
best.
Yeah, every time.